the next step is to remove this window. So I'm gonna show you how to do that real simple, especially if you got a wood window like this. If you have a vinyl window that you're gonna replace, then it's only in with a couple screws. So you can take the screws outside of it, usually it's in the inside of the window. So you can lift it up, you might see a screw, unscrew those screws on each side, and then you can pull that window right out. But if you're dealing with a wood window, I'm gonna show you how to take it out. First thing you're gonna need is a hammer and a little crowbar. And one more thing, maybe optional, but it might help you a little bit better. Get you an asset hook from ARTTLife.com. It'll make you think like me, or maybe even better. But if you pay attention to these wood windows, they slide up and down. So the first thing we have to take off is the piece of wood that's in front of this window. Sometimes they might not even, it may not look like it's a separate piece of wood, but it really is. So we're gonna put our crowbar in there. Pop this out. The window might make a little dust. It might be good to have a mask.
Gotta stay prepared.
Some people call them shiesty masks. It's a ski mask. Actually, the actual term is a baklava mask. So it's for the winter time, but when you're dealing with houses like this, it's a face mask too. So
for
that's
us.
the most world for us. You got a hat and a mask at the same time. But your window might have lead or something like that in it. You never know. Or just the dust itself. Wear a mask so you don't breathe in nothing. So we got that right side off. And as you see, already we got that right side off. Now look, like there's some nails here from that wood. Just by having that little strip of wood off, look at that, the window already ready to come out. So that's the only thing that's holding that in is a strip of trim wood. So we're gonna do the same thing on this other side. Take off the wood that's in front of here. Two strips, just like that. You grab your window and pull it out. Now that window free. Now this window right here, see you got these old little lifters on it. Just take your crowbar and we're gonna pop that off because it's just a little screw that hold these in. Sometimes your window might like go up and down with the old school weights. The weights will be like inside of the frame. You can really just cut the string and let it fall in the inside. If you want to go in there and take it out, you might have to destroy it a whole lot. Cut the string, let it fall in the inside. You ain't got to worry about it no more. So now we're going to
ooh, you okay?
take off. And if you're doing a whole bunch of windows, little stuff like this, it's metal, pop it off, take it to the scrap yard. Especially those weights. If you can get them joints out the wall, because they weigh a lot, take it to the scrap yard, and that could be more money that's going towards the new windows you're about to buy. Sometimes some of these might be spring loaded, so you gotta watch it. Make sure you don't get popped in the face or the eye. Wear safety glasses too. So we're gonna sit that to the side. Now we take off our window. Temporary glass that we did not do. So now to take this one off, it's the same thing. See, that is a piece of wood right here. Same thing as that outside wood. You got a piece in the inside right here. So same thing, use your crowbar. Then you're gonna pop that little piece out. Most of the time, these old windows, the top window don't even move no more. Because it's been painted on so many years, nobody ever moved the top window down. So it might be harder to get out, but there ain't nothing to a big dog. You got those trim pieces out. Look at that now. Remove the top window. Dang, now sit that to the side so they can go in the trash. But you ain't done yet. But just like the ones on the side, don't forget we got two of them up here we gotta take out too. Real simple and easy. You can use the hammer or the crowbar. Take off the nails.
Isn't it important to make sure to get like those little pieces? I noticed you making sure you get.
Yeah. So I want to make sure there ain't no screws or nothing in way. No nails. This got a little wing nut or whatever on there. You want all this to be as smooth as possible. Then down here below, look, this high is a little weight right here in the corner. Just take your crowbar, put the crowbar in there and pop that baby off.
Especially if it's supposed to be a perfect fit, right?
Yeah. There's certain windows that's got different widths to it too. So when I mean width, I mean the size of the whole window frame here. So you see this one here is 3 1/4. Then you come over here, measure your width in the inside of this window here. You just want to measure out to the end of your frame. And you see there, that's 3 7/8 if I'm measuring onto the outside of this wood right here. And the window width was 3 1/4. So now you know you got a bunch of room. You can put it in there. 3 1/4 fit in there. You might have a thicker wall, so you want to fill up that whole gap. That's a whole lot more money though, but you can get something made thicker so it can fit the whole frame. That's fine the way it is, because we're gonna have space to put in, trimming the inside and around the sides. All right, so now make sure you ain't got no nails. Our windows got storm windows on it, and we actually keeping these because it's just double protection and double insulation too. So we could take these out. We usually take them out. We took them out on previous properties, but
these ones are in good condition.
Yeah, the only thing we got to do on here is replace the screen. But you see, they super brittle. You can buy a roller screen. You can rescreen these screens, so it's perfectly fine. Squeeze and push up, real simple on each one.
Yeah.
So what we gonna do is, since this got double screens, and the window we actually picked up, this one, I don't know if y'all can see, but it has a full screen. Some windows have a separate screen that you can slide up. This one has a full body screen. So what we gonna do is take that screen off of this window, and then we just gonna utilize the one that's on the storm windows. If not, they're gonna have to fold down the windows, take them out. We don't need our tenants doing that because we don't need them breaking the window or nothing. So after that, now you got a clean frame. You got an extra piece of wood in here, but you can leave that because this wood right here will actually stop the window from falling out, and it'll let you know when it's flush. So you can push that window all the way flush up to this here, and it should be nice and level. So I'm gonna grab the shop vac, suck up all this, and then I'm gonna pop the window in there and show you how to do it.
So I'm just thinking about how you mentioned the framing. So it's important to try not to mess that up too, huh?
Yeah.
Like while you breaking the wood.
Right. While you taking these trim pieces off, Ray mentioned that it's important to not tear up this framing right here. So you want to take it off carefully, not just beat at it and try to break it. It's actually a pretty good shop vac. It's nice, lightweight, got wheels, so it's easy to roll around. Stainless steel frame, which is good. The only downside, I say, if you got a stainless steel frame like that, when you go to pick up it and dump it in a garbage can, don't bang it to the side, because that way it will get the twisting because it's stainless steel and it'll bend. And when you put the top back on there, it won't have a good suction. So that's the plus with having a plastic shop vac. But the downside is the plastic might crack. You never know.
Yeah, like we had that happen.
Yeah, we'll put this down in the description too if you need a lightweight shop vac. Definitely good to have, better than sweeping up like these paint chips and stuff like that. And it's going inside our respiratory system. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So it turns out you cannot have the shop vac on, the light on, the heat on,
everything on
one outlet. So, you know, we in the bando right now. A whole lot of work need to get done here. We're only working with one outlet.
I can't see you at all.
Pick two.
Lately I've been feeling like them all. We ain't coming here to flex, but can't hear the ball. They treat us like these, they just waiting for the fall. Try to knock us down, but won't fall, we crawl. So lately I've been feeling like them all. We ain't coming here to flex, but can't hear the ball. We just tryna teach
time, I'm about to go ahead and paint the framing or whatever you want to call this area here with some paint. That way it can be sealed. Remember how dirty this house was? It's just nice to go ahead. We already made sure it's kind of cleaned out. It'll be nice to just give it something to seal and close the deal. Okay.
And then later we also gonna get this paint off. This is actually on the outside. When somebody was painting out there, we ain't gonna say who it was, but there's painting out there, and they got paint on the window, so we gonna clean that up too. Everything gonna be looking nice and new before somebody move in here.
Yeah, I was even thinking we should get some glass cleaner before they get screwed in. Clean these.
Well, the good thing about these double hung windows is we can take it out, and that whole thing will be open. So that's a good thing about the double hung. We can take both windows out and still be able to work on that window there. So while I go ahead and knock out them other windows, we're gonna go ahead and break these windows down here so it can be easier to throw them in the trash while the inside of that window frame dry. If you hear a big roaring sound in the background, that's our big kerosene heater blowing because it is freezing in this house. You see we got the ski mask on, we snow suited up, multiple layers, but whatever temperature it is outside, it is that same temperature in the inside because the house is completely butt naked. There's no insulation, no drywall, no nothing. We just got a roof and walls. So at this point, we need to throw these windows in here, throw in the insulation, throw in the drywall, and get some heat in this joint so we can finally start retaining some heat and it can just be more comfortable to work. Because right now, it's pretty cold, but we still gonna get the job done. A quick tip on how to dismantle things or just break down stuff, you just gotta look at how it's built. So of course, when it comes to a window, all four sides is nailed in together, which means if you want to break it apart, you got to smack it outwards. That's how most stuff work. You gotta just kind of hit it in the opposite direction that it was installed, and it'll fall apart perfectly. When you're doing windows and stuff like this, just be real cautious because if you can knock out one of these sides and that glass can come out, cut you in the hand or something like that. So always wear protective gear. See, she got her gloves on and she got her glasses on. It's protecting her eyes and protecting her hands.